And so, yeah,
She
so
likes
she made me do
having
it.
you perform.
Yeah, I guess. But it was a hit. Like, all her friends would be like, that's adorable.
Yeah, I mean, we just don't even think about that stuff now, right? Because it's like we have voicemail and you don't even really need to record anything. There's the default one, default greeting.
Yeah.
Do you still do that, though, with your voicemail?
Hello? Hello?
Got to keep it alive.
Oh, goodness. Good times.
All righty. You ready? You ready to get into the episode? Are you ready to go for it?
Oh, Lordy. Thanks, Dad.
I just thought about that today. I was like, damn, I haven't heard that in forever.
I know, I haven't. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that in like decades.
Please explain what that is for our audience. Because they're like, what the fuck was that?
I don't even remember. It's something our dad used to say when he was being lame.
Yeah, I don't even know what the situation was necessarily. It's just like, that was kind of like his fake cheer, I guess you could say. And you're like, God, Dad, you're embarrassing me.
Stop.
Alrighty. How are you doing, everybody? Welcome to Aflixionados podcast, episode 65. Our show is available wherever you get your podcasts, and new episodes drop on the first Saturday of each month, 5 a.m. Pacific. All of our social accounts are bundled together for you in our link tree. If you enjoy our content, please consider giving us a like and subscribe. I'm Agent E, and the other voice occupying your head this time is a devoted mother of three, lab geek, comic nerd, retired emo, tourist, my sister, and co-host, Agent S.
Yo.
Here on Affliction House Podcast, we mainly talk about films that range from mind-numbing to mind-blowing. TV shows and other forms of media are also covered. We will be getting into spoilers here, and there will be only the healthiest amount of expletives tossed in. You have been warned. If you ain't ready, then get ready, because in this episode, we will be discussing the science fiction, action, comedy, Men in Black, released in 1997, directed by Barry Sonnenfeld.
Danny Elfman did the music.
I mean, shout out to Danny Elfman, because that music was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was listening to it, and then when that popped up in the credits, I was like, oh, that tracks.
Did you actually get to finally finish watching it? Because I know you're wondering, like, where the hell am I going to watch this?
Well, I was looking for it a couple days ago, and I was like, well, shit, it's not streaming anywhere. I was like, worst case, I'll just rent it, right? But I don't know how much of this we want to advertise, but when Andrew's friend was out here, he streams a lot of stuff like on streaming sites.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Okay.
And at some point, he actually like was able to like download one from one of these sites and then put it on a flash drive for us. And this particular movie is not out yet on streaming, but we've been watching it for months.
Whoa.
And so I was like, Andrew, like, find out what site this is so that I can do the same thing, like download this movie and then put it on a flash drive and watch it on the TV, right?
Good old Pirate Bay.
I know. I don't even have a torrent program anymore because like Pirate Bay still exists, but it's all still torrents, which means you have to have a torrent downloading software, you know?
You were at the forefront of torrenting and illegally downloading because you introduced me to Napster.
Napster, LimeWire, Kazaa, all of it.
All of the popular ones.
Yeah. Good times.
I still have a fondness, a special place in my heart for Napster. Like there's something just kind of, I don't know, just cohesive about the Napster interface, and like that cat with like the green eyes and the headphones and the whole silver interface, right?
It was so exciting to have an entire song within like 2 to 8 hours.
We could download a full album, 12 songs in like 24 hours. It was crazy.
A day or two. It was awesome.
You just let it run overnight.
Yeah, just leave it on, let it do its thing while you slept and went to school.
Mm-hmm.
You would come back and maybe you would have a song, maybe you'd have an error.
Damn. You're like, no, I forgot to press start.
No, it failed for some reason. I lost my internet connection. No. Times were tough back then. There was no streaming. There was no YouTube.
The computer also took like 5 minutes to boot up, but that was just how things were back then. We didn't know that it could get
You would
better.
hit on the on button and then go get a snack.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Men in Black. So this film is, which I didn't even know, but it's based off of a comic book series titled The Men in Black.
I didn't realize that either. Like I did see that credit based on a Marvel comic, and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm. The comic itself is based off of the conspiracy theory of the so-called Men in Black, in quotes, which are believed to be nondescript government agents dressed in generic dark suits who basically went around questioning, interrogating, harassing, and or threatening witnesses of unidentified flying objects, also known as UFOs, or flying saucers.
So were they real? Who knows?
Exactly. It's all just hearsay.
Who
But I
knows?
like how, like, there's just, I mean, if it was made up, people just ran with it. Basically, which is the basis for this movie, is like the Men in Black, their whole purpose was to, you know, cover up any evidence of extraterrestrial life, keep everyone in the dark.
Yeah, we don't want them panicking.
I mean, I think like the only other thing that is really associated with Men in Black is the notorious Area 51.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, if you go through Roswell, New Mexico, everything's alien themed.
Yeah.
It's just a tourist trap. I drove through there once, and I think I stopped by a McDonald's to use the restroom, and like so many aliens inside.
Did they dress up the inside to look like a spaceship?
Dang, I'm not sure. They might have, at least part of it. I just remember at some point, like I took a picture with like an alien statue thing they had. I thought it was hilarious, but I don't think I still have that picture.
Was it the typical like big bulbous head,
Yeah,
the stereotypical look?
no, I feel like that's such like a stereotypical '90s alien look, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and yeah, like you said, Danny Elfman did the music, so shout out to him because yeah, the music was awesome, and it really just like adds to the underlying campiness of the movie.
Yeah.
Danny is also known for such great themes because he did Beetlejuice, awesome
Mhm.
theme, 89 Batman, 02
Oh
Spider-Man,
my gosh, good time.
just a couple hits, no big deal. Let's not forget the phenomenon that is Will Smith's song Men in Black.
Oh man, I know.
How popular was this song back then?
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere for like a
Everywhere.
year and a half.
Yeah, it really was. It was everywhere.
Non-stop radio play.
Pretty much every day. And just Will Smith in general was, I mean, not that he's not popular now, but he was popular back then. Like he was in everything, but it was not anything serious at the time.
I actually kind of forgot that he was a musician. I felt like I knew him more for Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
and then as an actor, right? So, and then like he would just do songs from time to time. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that how hugely popular that song was back in the day, and I'm still so sick of that song.
You're like, yeah, I could go without hearing this song forever.
Stupid music video and everything.
Oh man, I don't even remember the music video, but I definitely remember the song.
It kind of fit the vibe of the movie, so I couldn't be mad at it.
And that was the stuff that was popular back then, and it worked.
So, quick backstory. In 1961, the Men in Black organization, or MIB as they're known, is founded after secretly making first contact with extraterrestrials. The MIB designates Earth as a neutral zone for alien refugees who live in secret among humans. So that's basically kind of like where we're dropped in. There's aliens all over the place, and we just never knew. And we start seeing them little by little as we follow the MIB organization around.
So many bugs in this movie. And that was probably my least favorite part. But yeah, it starts off with a dragonfly flying everywhere. Eventually ends up squashed on the truck carrying a bunch of immigrants across the border.
And this is present day 1997.
Yes. Very present. Very day.
Things that are seemingly normal looking turn out to be very not normal. Law enforcement pulls over this truck or this van, and they're thinking that people are being smuggled across the border illegally. So they're lining everyone up. This other black vehicle rolls up, and these two kind of generic looking guys walk out. These are two members of the Men in Black organization. It's simply known as Agent K, played by Tom Lee Jones, and Agent D, played by Richard Hamilton. They just kind of walk up to the police officers and they're just like, yeah, we got it from here. They basically indicate that there's some sort of government agent, but they don't know from what organization.
And then the guys are, I can't remember what they said, but the guys are like, I've never even heard of that. Like
So
section something or something like that, they said.
like I was saying, they could just make up anything. Who knows what's bullshit and what's not? They pull one of the suspected illegal immigrants aside, and the funny thing is, it's suspected that they're illegal immigrants, but humans, right? When in reality, they are illegal immigrants, but of the alien species.
I know, right?
So I thought that was actually kind of fun. They pull him aside and they find out that it's an alien named Mikey. And they're just talking to him all normal. They're like, Mikey, what are you doing here?
He's like some short alien holding a head.
Yeah.
And wearing a poncho or whatever.
Mikey doesn't look threatening at first until one of the cops kind of like walks up to their location because they walked out into the middle of the desert. And so he sees that they're talking to an alien. So he starts freaking out, screaming, right? And so the alien charges towards him and it looked like it was going to kill him.
Mm-hmm. And D, unfortunately, kind of falls over and isn't able to get his weapon going. So K has to bust out his gun. And just before Mikey takes out that cop, blows him into a bunch of blue goo.
One shot.
That cop is pretty traumatized. And they reveal that they have memory altering technology from the aliens that they use to wipe the memories of anybody who sees aliens.
This was one of the coolest concepts of the movie.
I know.
The Neuralyzer.
Yeah. And it's funny because like blue goo and everything, they still wipe their memories. Like, where is he going to think the blue goo came from?
A gas leak or gas explosion or some shit.
Yeah. Okay, but still.
The Neuralyzer, freaking awesome concept. Again, like everything else, it doesn't look like it draws much attention. It kind of looks like a pen. They don't really explain everything of like how the Neuralyzer works, but all you understand is that they put on their shades every single time they use it, so that way they don't accidentally neuralize themselves.
Imagine how they figured that one out.
Right. So it's actually kind of cool. And the way I kind of think of it was almost like Inception, where they go into depth about like the concept of dreams. They can basically start doing something in the middle of a dream or like towards the beginning of the dream, because you don't start remembering anything until like the middle of it, right? So you're still kind of foggy. And so I think that's how it works with the Neuralyzer, is like you have like a finite amount of time where they're just kind of like, during the headlights, and you can just feed them any kind of bullshit and they just believe it.
Yeah. So interesting.
So I like how they do this too, because, D, he's really embarrassed with not being able to take out Mikey himself. And he's just like, I think I might be done. He's basically telling K that he wants to retire. So the way that they retire MIB agents is they neuralize each other. So the one that's retiring gets neuralized.
Yeah.
And I kind of like how they do this here, because they do a callback to it later on. But I like how they add the detail of like the exchange. I'll see you around. No, you won't. Obviously, like when you get your memory wiped, it's like you're not going to know who the hell I am, even if you did see me.
Exactly.
So it's like, oh, all right, I'll see you around, Kay. And Kay's like, no, you won't. And then neuralizes them. So that's almost like the send-off that MIB agents get.
The unofficial last words.
Right. We jump over to NYPD officer James Edwards, played by Will Smith. And he's chasing down some sort of, I guess, like criminal or something. Like, we don't really know who he is yet.
Yeah, and you don't know what he's done, but he's running from the cops, and Edwards is chasing him.
This is kind of like a cool parkour sort of scene. The guy that is being chased, like, he's pretty athletic, and he's agile, and James is struggling to keep up with him, but he's actually, like, he's holding his own, and he's making it happen.
He manages to get him and kind of like pushes him against a wall, and he pulls out a gun.
Right.
The alien. Well, I mean, you don't really know he's an alien, but he's an alien, and so he pulls out a gun, and Edwards like knocks it out of his hand, and it crashes onto the ground and like vaporizes, like just disappears.
Self-destructs.
And that was some top notch special effects there. I don't know if you know. I actually like rewound it and watched it a couple times, so I was like, where did that thing just go? It just disappears, and then there's just like a little flame there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that was great.
And I mean, it looked a little corny too.
Yeah, that's what I meant by great.
Oh, I think you meant like the way it disappeared.
Yeah, all of that was great.
And so the weird thing that like really gives it away, because that was just kind of strange, right? But the thing that really gives this guy away is
Literally
like,
ran up the side of the wall of the building. He ran up the side of the building, and Edward's like, "The hell!" And he like goes up the stairs.
right. His eyes kind of blink sideways instead of up and down. And I forgot what he tells him. Like he just said something like he gives him some sort of like ominous warning, right? The end is coming soon, or something like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
With a smirk on his face, and then he just jumps off the top of the roof. So he doesn't really get to question him very long, but he definitely is wondering like, what's up with this guy? What's his deal?
Mm-hmm. And when he's telling his story, why this guy just committed suicide, like he's telling this story at the police station, no one believes him. They're like, so he blinked a second set of eyelids before he jumped off the building, and there was a gun that just disappeared into thin air, and he's like, yep.
What part of that sounds strange? What part of that is not believable?
He's like, I'm telling you my side, you can believe me or not.
And similar to the beginning of the movie, Agent K walks in and just starts kind of like taking control of everything. The officers leave the room. K comes in and he just kind of like closes the blinds, and he disconnects the camera, and he's just like, so tell me about what you saw up there. And Will Smith is already expecting this guy to start like making fun of him, right? Because everyone else has.
He's like, the second set of eyelids, those were gills. He couldn't breathe or something.
There were gills, and he's like, sorry, and he's like, yeah, he was out of breath.
yeah, that's what it was. And so obviously he thinks something of Edwards, like he thinks he's different for some reason, and you find out why that matters in a little bit.
You get the sense that he's just trying to dig deeper into the situation, which he is, but he's also trying to get a feel for James here. Like he's just like, okay, so like, is he a potential fit for us?
Yeah.
As James is explaining all these things, and he's just like, all right, let's go ask some people, and then you show me what gun he pulled out on you, right? And so they go to Jeeves.
They go to a pawn shop, Jeeves' pawn shop.
I love this scene.
And he's like, I know this guy. He just has, some stolen Rolexes and whatever. And Kay's like, oh, he has some other stuff.
Jeeves, played by Tony Shalhoub, of course.
Yeah. Let me go and do my thing. And, you can stay out here kind of thing. So he goes in there. He's like, oh, I hear you have some, some other stuff. And Jeeves is like, no. And then Kay comes in and literally blows his head off, which is hilarious. And Edwards freaks out, pulls his gun on him.
He seemingly just killed this guy.
Yeah, he saw this dude get his head blown off, but then his head grows back. What? And he's like, that stings.
It starts off all small, like a shrunken head, and then like eventually gets back to normal size. Why does his head look all slimy?
Right? I guess it. Yeah, I guess it came from the inside.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's a lot of slime in this movie.
Like a lizard growing its tail back.
Yeah, a lot of slime.
And I like how Kay just like doesn't have any patience for him. He's just like, show him the stuff. What are you talking about? And just, all right, boom, shoots him.
You want to lose another head, or are you going to show us the goods?
In the TV show, I think he has more of a role, because this is kind of like the only role that he plays in the movie. But in the TV show, he's like a regular informant that they go to. Do you remember watching the show?
Briefly.
The show's pretty cool, actually. I liked it.
Yeah, I remember it being popular. I don't remember being that into it myself, but I remember it being popular.
So yeah, that's definitely a memorable scene, because I think that's like one of the scenes that most people remember, right? Jeeves getting his head blown off and it growing back.
It's funny, yeah, because, well, here's the part that I don't get, because like after that encounter, he's able to identify the gun, and then as soon as that encounter's over, Kay neuralyzes him, and he kind of comes to in like a Chinese restaurant or whatever that was. Why did he even have to do that? Why?
Because you can control the intensity of the neuralyzer, right? So I think he only neuralyzed maybe like just the Jeeves part. He wants James to be able to remember that he was chasing this guy down and that he spoke with Kay.
I don't know. I just don't understand why he had to wipe any of his memory at all in the first place. Because, I mean, was it just like too traumatizing of an encounter, or what?
I always thought it was like damage control. Like, you don't want him like spouting this shit out anywhere. Like, he still wants to recruit him, so he needs to have him keep some of his memory, but not all of it.
Mm-hmm. So he does give him a card at the end and is basically like, okay, come to this place tomorrow at 9.
Again, like a generic ass building, nondescript. There isn't really like any signage on this thing. And even when you walk inside, it's just a giant fan and like some
It's just a
random
giant
guy
fan in an elevator and a guy sitting there in a chair,
just
and
reading
that's
a
it.
newspaper. Like, the
Yeah.
fuck is this?
Probably a tabloid.
I heard that this filming location was actually some sort of like ventilation system for the subway or something like that. And actually
For the
looks like that on
subway.
the outside. Yeah, like it's just this freaking ugly ass looking building with nothing on it.
Interesting.
You know what that room reminded me of? That giant fan. So, do you remember the play place at Burger King in Highland?
Sort of.
I always thought like that was kind of like the most legit play place because I mean McDonald's had the 1 story one, but this one was 2 story. But
Yeah.
one of the tubes, one of the little hamster tubes that you crawl through as a kid, had a fan at the end of it for ventilation.
Why?
You go to the end of that tube and you just kind of sit there next to the fan, and it felt so good.
That's probably why that guy was sitting there too. He wasn't actually guarding anything. He just wanted to cool down.
Yeah. And I like how like his job is to direct traffic. Like if anyone has questions, so he's just like, "Hey, so this dude gave me this card," and he's just like, "Elevator." Like that's the only other place to go in this hallway.
Right? If somebody comes in, do you have a restroom? No, get out.
Elevator. Just everything's just elevator. They could probably control it too.
Yeah, that's true.
So now we get to this sort of like assessment, this like recruitment process. What'd you think of this part of the movie?
I thought I remember thinking it's a little silly. When I think when I was younger, like, it's all these military guys and Edwards, and that's it. And these guys are all serious, and I always remember like the best of the best of the best, sir.
With honors or whatever.
With honors, yeah.
Captain America over here.
Yeah, he's just teasing him. I like how he made another Marvel reference in this apparent Marvel movie.
Right.
And then like when they get to the part where like the shooting test thing, and he doesn't shoot anything, and at the end he just shoots the little girl and has that like BS explanation for it that totally sounded like complete bullshit, but they took it like, oh, he thinks out of the box or whatever it was. I think he was just talking out of his ass so he didn't look like an idiot.
I liked how weird everything was because everything is just kind of like, I think they just want to see how you react to certain situations, right? And so like they gave them this written test. Let's see how they react. And we give them these uncomfortable, non-ergonomic chairs, nothing to write on.
Yeah, they're all like egg shaped. Yeah, nothing to write on. And he's the only one that drags the coffee table over to use it. Right. And everyone else is like poking holes in their test, and
he's like, "Hey, you want to get in on some of this?" I love the fact that when he's opening the exam, he's trying to open it with a pencil and it snaps in half, and he's just like, gosh. "Oh shit!"
I know. So
that part cracked me up as a kid, and like how he's like trying to hold it, like piece it together and like write with it. So stupid.
Yeah. And now that I think about it, though, like even when they're doing the shooting test, like have they all seen aliens at some point, or are they like, why are they giving us all these monsters to shoot?
I wonder if it's just like the way that they're taking it is like, oh, this is just a regular shooting test. They're just making it as obvious as possible that these are the threats and the humans are the ones you want to protect. And a lot of it's instinctual. And I think that's why they liked James's answer, because that was his instinct, was like, well, this is the world that I'm in, some sort of fantastical world. And like the only thing that wasn't fantastical was this little girl. Like, the fuck is she doing there? So that's what stood out to him, apparently.
Yeah, with his bullshit answer. But they liked it, whether it was bullshit or not. And well, even so, like even after they do the tests and stuff like that, Kay was like, but he chased down a cephalopoid on foot, and that was like the deciding factor.
Right. They liked his personality. They liked his instincts. They got a kick out of the shit that went down with the exam. So I don't even think they even looked at the answers on the exam. Zed, played by Rip Thorne, he pulls James aside, and they redirect everyone else to like a room where they basically get neuralized altogether. They're slowly exposing him so that way he doesn't get like a huge shock from it, right? But he's slowly being introduced to the real world, as it were. Like they're slowly unveiling everything, pulling the veil back.
It's like a Matrix thing.
I want some coffee. You want some coffee? And that's where we're introduced to the worm guys.
Those guys are fun.
They like their coffee.
They were they were in the show too.
Java, yeah. I like those guys. See, they had a bigger role in the show as well. I think anytime they were in the headquarters, they always interacted with the worm guys.
That is true. But I mean, since it was a show, like a lot of popular characters from the movie got more of a chance to shine.
Yeah, I think when they came out with the show, the animated show, they wanted to really like dive deeper into certain elements of the movie. So they picked like Jeeves and like these like standout parts that they really enjoyed and was like, we should do more with this. We should explore more of this.
Yeah, give him more of a backstory and things like that. So yeah, that was fun.
So yeah, I mean, basically they recruit James here and he officially becomes Agent J.
J. No longer James Edwards, just J. His entire identity, his fingerprints, his birth certificate, all of that erased from existence. He is effectively erased from existence.
And it's kind of a shitty situation to be in, right? Because they have to explain to him like you can't have any outside relationship. Like you have to be a ghost.
How sad. I mean, I guess you couldn't really do that job if you had a family or whatever.
Yeah.
You had to be alone and be okay with all that.
And it seemed like James, for the most part, like he wasn't really like rooted in much of anything. Like he was able to just freely come and go as he pleased, and so I don't think he was really giving up a whole lot. But Kay, we find out, had to sacrifice.
They didn't, yeah. They didn't have he didn't have a significant other or kids or anything like that. But yeah, you later find out that Kay did leave something behind to do all this.
Right.
And he still kind of pined for it sometimes, what he left behind.
So this is where we get the zingers that Jay's known for. You know what the difference is between you and me? I make this shit look good.
Yep, that classic line. And when he said that, I was like, oh yeah, he did say that. Good times. I think, you know what, overall I felt like it held up pretty well, so
yeah,
just want to throw that one out there. So yeah, this is kind of like the whole the origin story part of the story is done, and now we're moving on to the meat of the story.
Yep, the big plot.
So then we're introduced to a house from outside the house, but inside the house there's a whole lot of verbal abuse going on. And we're introduced to Edgar, who is putting down his wife pretty dang hard.
Come on, you got to give a shout out to the actor played by Vincent D'Onofrio.
My favorite.
Don't leave that out. He's a great actor. Too good sometimes. Like in The Cell, he was creepy as fuck.
Oh yes. And yeah, he's very good in that movie. He's very good in Daredevil. So yeah, I'm a fan. I like that guy. At some point he says, the only thing that works around here is my truck, and immediately the truck is taken out by a falling UFO.
It splits that thing right in half.
I know, so funny.
He doesn't even get mad about it. He's just like, figures.
Yeah. And so he comes out with his shotgun, and he looks into the hole, and the thing in the hole basically tells him to put down his gun. And he's like, the only way you're gonna get my gun is if you pry it out of my cold dead fingers. And he was like, challenge accepted. So
your proposal is accepted, or whatever he said.
That's right. Yeah. So he kills Edgar and steals his skin.
This is some body snatcher shit.
Yeah, it's interesting because like he looks like a normal dude before this all happens. But then after the alien bug takes his body, or his skin, just his skin, not his body, takes his skin, he just looks so droopy and creepy and gross, which he's supposed to, and he talks all gross and weird, and throughout the whole movie he gets droopier and droopier.
I love the makeup design for this because I don't even really know. I can't put a finger on what it is exactly they did to Vincent D'Onofrio, but you just know that like the skin isn't fitting right. Like that's the
Yeah.
look that they're going for.
And I think, to top it off, like he did the whole rest of the movie like this.
Yeah, exactly. Like they did subtle prosthetics, I think, to his face, and so like it just looks
Oh yeah,
off.
definitely. Made it look, yeah, like his skin is falling off, and he goes back inside, and it's interesting because his wife, like, after, despite everything that he just said, like, his wife is just like, okay, this is normal, she doesn't even bat an eye. And he comes in and she's like, what was it? And he's like, water with sugar.
Oh, I've never seen Sugar do that.
Your skin's hanging off your bones there. And so he pulls his head skin
Oh
back,
my god.
which is kind of like a Beetlejuicy kind of move, wasn't it?
Yeah, sort of.
Pulls his skin back, and he's like, how's that? And she faints.
It almost exposed his
Gross.
like the skull underneath.
Yeah.
Very disturbing.
Newly christened Jay, they check out some tabloids.
I like how Jay is just like, he's like, there's no fucking way you actually get your news from the tabloids. He's just like, yeah, what
Right?
better source?
All the unbelievable stuff is the most believable.
Right on the front page, it's like an alien stole my husband's skin or whatever. And so they're like, all right, let's go check it out.
Kay's, after talking to her, Kay's able to like immediately identify the bug, and he's basically like, this is bad. Like, bugs, they're only here for destruction. And so Jay's like, well, how are we gonna find him? And Kay's basically like, follow the body trail. So one thing I want to point out real quick before we talk about the next part, the MIB headquarters is basically like an alien airport.
Sort of, yeah. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, it's actually funny because like at some point, like when all the aliens are leaving, like everyone starts hearing that there's a bug on Earth, and they're like, well, this world is fucked. So all the aliens start leaving. And when the worm guys are leaving, one of them has like several boxes of cigarettes, and that is like a nod to airports, because you can get, or at least before, I don't know how it is now, you could get cigarettes duty free,
right,
if you're going someplace where cigarettes were cheap. So that was an interesting, just little nod to the times. But one of the guys they see at the headquarters, like coming in from outer space, I guess, like he was kind of going through like MIB customs. He's one of the guys that's in this next scene. Apparently he came to Earth to meet with one of the alien residents of Earth, to discuss this item of value. Edgar comes and kills them. So they end up going to the morgue, and you meet the coroner, Dr. Weaver. One thing to point out is that one of the guys that were killed has this cat, and the cat will not leave the body. So the cat is living at the morgue now.
Yeah, so when the bug takes out the two like aliens in disguise at that restaurant, basically just grabs like whatever they placed on the table and storms off, and he thinks that they're looking for something called like the galaxy, right? And so we don't know what that looks like, we don't know what it does, and apparently the bug doesn't know where it is either, so he grabs that little container, and he later finds out it's just diamonds. Like, I don't know,
Yeah,
I guess that's just
diamonds.
a currency
Just
or something.
diamonds.
I wanted to shout out the tall alien played by Carl Stroken. He was also in Twin Peaks.
Oh, yeah, the really huge guy.
Yeah. Which we covered on one of our podcasts. So, yeah, if you are a fan of Carl Stroken, then go check out Twin Peaks.
Yep. Yeah, so when they're in the morgue, it's funny because they show up like, I guess undercover, like saying that they're doctors. So she brings him over to the body, and she's like, oh, this is so weird. I want you to see this. So she's like, put your hand here, and you notice anything, and just all the talking about all the stuff that she's noticing. And she's like, oh yeah, right there, put your hand there, feel that, the lungs, the stomach, the liver. And he's like, yeah, those are organs. And she's like, they're not there.
Anything seems strange to you? He's like, no, everything seems good. And she's like, what do you mean? They're all gone. And he's like, oh yeah, but besides that, everything seems normal.
Yeah, and then they eventually discover that he has what looks like a staple kind of in his ear, and they touch it, and the head opens, and there's a teeny tiny little alien inside the head controlling the whole body, and he's dying.
I really like the dynamic that they have with the coroner, Dr. Laurel Weaver, played by Linda Fiorentino. So
I like that too.
Yeah, because it's like she really does have that combination of like creepy and seductive.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it really works for her. Like she just kind of has like this like sultriness to her.
She does pull it off well, yeah, and she has a little comedy in her too, as we see a little bit later.
Right.
But the alien ends up saying like, to prevent war, the galaxy is on Orion's belt. Jay's like, I have no idea what that means, but okay. And unfortunately, the little alien guy passes away. The coroner, Dr. Weaver, Laurel, whatever you want to call her, she's just like, that was an alien, and then they neuralyze her. But it turns out that the alien that died, Kay comes over and he's like, oh crap, like he's royalty, like they're gonna be pissed. And that's why everyone starts leaving, I think, because they're like, oh, the Archelians are coming to kill us all.
Right.
And so that's why everyone starts leaving. It's not just the bug. They visit another alien, and it's so funny because they go up to this, it's like a newsstand, and there's a guy that just looks like death. Like he literally looks like the Grim Reaper.
He's on the verge of death.
And this pug, and Jay's like, oh yeah, that's definitely an alien. He's like, that disguise sucks. And then the pug's like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, well, look who's talking. And so I love that misdirection, because you totally think it's the guy that's, he looks like he's about to croak any second.
Yeah, it's so funny. And so this pug's name is Frank, and he's the alien, and he's basically like, I'm on my way out of here too. I'm about to go catch my flight.
Frank the Pug is so cute, voiced by Tim Blaney.
Voice less cute, but pug cute. But yeah, he's they go and they ask him like what the heck this could mean. And at some point they looked at the constellation, Orion's belt, and they're like, there's only 3 stars on Orion's belt. There's not a galaxy in there,
Yeah.
And they make it a point to mention like, oh, galaxy is huge. So they go to Frank the Pug, and it turns out that the little alien Rosenberg was protecting a teeny tiny miniature galaxy.
The Prince Rosenberg, which is funny because that doesn't sound like an alien name at all.
Right. And I guess these things do exist, and they are a really huge energy source, really powerful energy source. And I think the bug isn't he trying to use it to like revive his ship and get out of there or something?
Yeah, I mean, he was probably going to try to weaponize it. All insects want to do is just destroy everything.
That's true. He's carrying around his little UFO in the back of an exterminator truck
that he killed earlier. Yeah. One thing I did want to mention with Frank is that, to me, like similar to Jeeves, this is the other standout, is like them talking to a talking pug. And
I love when Kay's like shaking him around and stuff. It's so funny.
So was Tommy Lee Jones really shaking a pug here? Because it looked like from like the back when he was shaking it, it looked like a real pug. It looked like it was acting like a real dog, like it was like trying to kick off of him.
I have no idea.
If so, poor pug.
I know, right? I doubt that they would actually have a real pug being abused like that.
Oh, that's where Jay gets the idea for Orion's belt, because as Pug's walking away, or as Frank's walking away, he looks up at the cat and barks at it. And so that's when Jay's like, it might be the cat. The cat is named Orion.
Yeah.
But why would they call the collar the belt?
Yeah, well, it seemed like he didn't really know English that well, because even, when he was dying, like Jay was kind of prompting them, like he was trying to figure out the right words to say. So I'm assuming it was just kind of a language barrier situation.
Oh, okay. So at some point, Jay and the bug both realize the galaxy is on the collar of Rosenberg's cat, Orion.
Whose name was Orion. So Orion's belt is the collar.
Orion is now pretty much adopted by Dr. Weaver back at the
Just lives
morgue.
there.
Unfortunately, Edgar gets there first.
No.
There's that situation where the bug is hiding underneath, right, of that little rolling tray.
The table, yeah. And she's trying to like hint that he's there.
There's something I need to show you.
And he's taking it as like her hitting on him or trying to like hook up or whatever. And
yeah,
he's like, now is not the time. She's like, no, I need to show you something. And the bug totally doesn't like understand that she's trying to tip him off.
I love that scene because he's just like, oh, don't worry, we'll get there. We just got to take it slow.
All right, getting a little ahead of himself there. At some point, she calls him stud.
That situation just kind of blows up. So the bug takes her hostage, and he also rips the collar off of Orion,
swallows the galaxy,
swallows it, and then proceeds to exit through a window with Dr. Weaver. Oh, so don't they get armed here? Isn't this where like before this, Kay was like, all right, we're gonna need to get some guns.
Oh yeah.
And so he's like, the standard issue deatomizer, and Jay's like, oh hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's like, you get the noisy cricket.
And it's a tiny little thing.
I feel like I'm gonna break this damn thing.
Yeah, so at some point, is it then or is it before that he actually like shoots at him?
Isn't this where they do the shootout in the street?
Yeah, and then Kay's like, you can't just be shooting things for everyone to see. And I think that's when all like everyone's coming to fix the situation. And he's like, at least give him happy memories.
Obviously the noisy cricket is hilariously small, but man, does this thing freaking pack a punch. Arguably a bigger, stronger weapon than the one that Kay had.
Yep.
So I was kind of thinking it over, like, why did he give him the noisy cricket? And I was thinking that it seemed like an insult at first, like, here, rookie, you take this small gun. But I think maybe Kay was giving it to Jay because of the fact that he was like bigger and more fit. Maybe he felt that he could handle it.
I think it's also to kind of like, I took it as kind of him trying to prove a point. Like, oh, you think that you think you're getting the dinky gun because you're new, but then it just flings him around everywhere, and so
it's got some major recoil.
Like, joke's on you, Yeah.
He at some point, Jay flies through a windshield of a car.
That's right.
I love this gun though. Like, this gun has so much character because obviously it's memorable because of like how he reacts to it, how it looks. But it has this distinct chirp as it's like charging up, and I freaking love just everything about this gun.
Especially the compact size.
Yep.
Oh, so the Archelians are preparing to destroy Earth to stop the bug, so he doesn't get this galaxy. It's revealed that the bug is heading toward the New York State Pavilion, where the MIB hid flying saucers during the 1964 World's Fair. Very convenient.
That's funny because I think that's probably a running joke that like everyone that went there and sees it is like, those look like flying saucers.
Yeah, and it turns out they are. So yeah, sure enough, they get there, and like, the bug has Dr. Weaver and is climbing up this thing and trying to get into the ship. She manages to escape, but he manages to get into it. And then the agents
take off.
Manage to shoot it down before it goes anywhere.
And this time they're both packing some much larger weapons, enough to take down a ship.
That's exciting. So we have the climax, the final shootout here. You talk about this part.
Quite the spectacle. When it hits the ground, like it crash lands, and it's coming towards them, Jay's eyeing Kay like, yeah, we're gonna get out of the way, and Kay's just kind of standing his ground. And eventually the ship does stop in front of him. But yeah, the bug comes out and he is pissed, right? So all that work for nothing. And so this is where he finally sheds the human skin to reveal the true form,
Gross.
which is like a freaking 9-foot tall
Bug,
roach, essentially.
Yeah. I don't like bugs, so
Anthropomorphic roach.
Now that I think about it, maybe my intense disdain of bugs comes from this movie.
Before that, you didn't have any issues with them?
Childhood trauma. Well, I don't know if you remember, but I used to like collect roly-polies. I used to collect worms in the backyard. I used to have little snail farms that I would make. Like, I was all about bugs at some point.
Dang.
So I can't actually pinpoint a time where that shifted, but who knows? Maybe it has something to do with this.
Okay. They're trying to take over the Earth, that's why.
And we're getting psychological now.
Question is, would Andrew love you if you were a worm? Have you asked him that question?
Of course, but not seriously. And his answer is, of course. Whether that's what actually came out of his mouth, that's what I'm choosing to believe.
That's how you translate it.
Yeah, whatever he said, of course.
The movie hits you with another swerve because they have their large guns. They plan to use it on the bug, but the bug ends up swallowing them. So Kay's like, well, shit, I really like my gun. So he basically eggs on the bug to eat him, which he does. Freaking anacondas him and swallows him whole. And so now it's basically just Jay by himself because Kay seemingly just got killed. Jay's doing whatever he can to kind of like buy himself some time. I don't know if there was really a plan in place or if he was hoping like Kay was still alive somewhere. It seemed like he was just kind of like trying to keep him on Earth as long as he could. So, he was talking shit. He was waving around like a little branch that was on fire. Kept getting smacked. And that's when he starts stomping on some roaches, and the bug did not like that. Oh, was that your auntie?
Ugh. Yeah, successfully distracts him, and all this time what you don't realize is that Kay's not dead. He in there getting his gun back.
And he found it.
Yes, he did. And then he escaped.
Kablam.
From the inside. Ugh.
Before the explosion, you just hear the power up.
Yeah.
And it's like,
this entire section of the movie gives me the heebie-jeebs a little bit. Too much roach stomping and roach exploding and yellow
goo everywhere.
Yeah, goo. Ugh.
I mean, Jake should be used to it by now because remember when he was assisting with the birth?
Yeah.
And he got the goo on him and the vomit. Congratulations, it's a squid.
That was great.
The thing is, the bug blows up from the inside out, and you're like, cool. They're done. Kay's not dead. We're all happy. But then, I guess like the top half of the bug was still somewhat alive. And so Dr. Weaver delivers the coup de grace on the bug. She picked up the other gun, I guess, and like blast the head. So this is kind of interesting because you think she would be freaked out like any normal person would be freaked out. But since Dr. Weaver is kind of weird, she was like, this is an interesting line of work you fellas are in.
Obviously made of some tougher stuff there.
And she's quite intrigued.
Which we'll come back to in a sec. Because they are able to get the galaxy back, return it, take Earth out of the line of fire of the Archelians, thank goodness. And then Kay drops this bomb. He's planning on retiring too.
Damn. That sucks.
Yeah.
So all this time you thought Jay was replacing D, but he reveals that he recruited Jay because he was training him to be Kay's replacement.
Dang, so we still don't have a D replacement. I guess nobody can replace the D. Dumb jokes aside. Oh, we forgot to mention that before, like at some point, Jay walks in and Kay was on the computer spying on his wife.
Right, yeah. So Kay actually does have a soft side to him.
Yeah, he has a family, at least a wife, and he obviously misses her. He's watching her do some gardening, and she's like enjoying the breeze and stuff. And
happens to be looking up at the sky just as he was spying on her.
Yeah, it's cute. So Jay does neuralize K, and like in the tabloids, it says that he woke up from a 35-year coma, and it has a picture of him and his wife, so that's cute.
Oh, they reunited.
Smiling for once.
And again, the callback. So that's when Kay's like, well, I'll see you around. And Jay now delivers a line, no, you won't. And neuralizes him.
Wow. But then, they when they look at the tabloid, and once they put it down, it's revealed that Dr. Weaver has joined the MIB.
I was not expecting this when I first saw the movie. I thought that was like just like kind of like a fun little moment there, and then they just kind of like neuralized her, but they actually recruited her,
which is cool. I mean, obviously she had what it took, even before the training and stuff. Just picked up a gun and shot an alien.
Yep.
So
saved their life.
Yeah, they recruited her. She's an agent. They're partners. So I guess they could have weird, awkward sexual chemistry forever. Great.
They also kind of changed the style a little bit, because I think with Jay, they started like dressing a little bit differently.
Interesting. I didn't notice that.
And Agent L, I think she's not wearing like the typical suit either. Her and Jay have like their own like personalized shades, so it's looking a little different.
The late 90s little ovals.
Frameless.
The last scene after all of this is actually one of my favorites. This is the part that got me the first time I saw it, and I was like, what? Like, this totally blew my mind, right? So then it zooms out all the way out from Earth, past past the solar system, past the galaxy. Yes, thank you. Out, further and further out, and then eventually reveals that our galaxy is in a marble, and some aliens are playing marbles with our galaxy marble. What? We're a tiny galaxy too.
And then just packs it in like a little bag.
Yeah, throws us in a bag, and there we are.
We're just a child's plaything.
So the Orion had a little galaxy on a marble, but that was extra tiny compared to our galaxy being in a marble. What? Blew my mind.
We always expect things like when we're talking about galaxies and universes and stuff, we always think of it like just vast reaches of space, right? Very large. Mm-hmm. Frank was talking about like, it can also be small, and so that's when they're talking about like it was on Orion's belt, so size of a marble or a jewel. And so the funny thing was like our galaxy is relatively small to someone else, like another alien. Mm-hmm. We were the size of a marble. He was just playing with his little marbles and tucks us away in his little bag.
I wonder, I saw Men in Black 2 and 3, but I never saw International. Did you ever see it? And if so, how bad was it?
Let me just say, unfortunately, I did see International. That movie fucking sucked.
That bad, huh?
Men in Black 1, still the best because, it kind of introduced everything. Even like how dope the car was, right? Like the red button and how it like transforms with like the jets coming out of the back and everything. So that was a great moment. But I think that 2, I don't know, it kind of lost a lot of what made the first one so great. I think it was trying to be a little too over the top and like try to explain things. And I don't know, I like the mystery and like the mystique of Men in Black. I think Men in Black 3 was pretty good because it was a little bit of a prequel at the same time. And I think Josh Brolin did a good job. But, man, International very much just felt like a heartless cash grab that had nothing interesting to add to the world at all.
Dang, that sucks.
Like, I don't think I laughed at a single joke. Like, it makes the mistake of throwing joke after joke after joke without letting the first one marinate. So you're just kind of like, I guess that was kind of funny. Sure. It's just like oversaturated with camp and jokes and stuff. And it's just, it took an IP, but it didn't understand what made Men in Black great to begin with. It just felt that it could just make like similar jokes, but we're just going to make it more modern now.
I hate when that happens.
And it's going to land even better, which it doesn't.
Yeah. It's annoying to me when they do that. Like try to do the same thing and fail miserably, unfortunately.
Anyway, here come the men in black,
Yeah.
Galaxy Defenders. And that is a wrap on Men in Black. If you made it to the end of our podcast, then you've just been neuralized.
What? You're not going to remember this episode of the podcast at all. And then you're going to listen to it again, and we're going to get more listens that way.
That's right. Just keep neuralizing them, so that way they keep coming back. Any final thoughts or closing comments?
Yeah, like I said, it held up pretty well, and it was still entertaining and fun. Well done. Most of the effects still held up, so good job on that one. Will Smith doesn't really age, so he looks the same now as he did then. So.
Just more grays.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little.
Are you a Will Smith fan?
I wouldn't say I'm like a super huge fan. I like him and stuff, but I don't like follow all his works.
Okay.
Or anything like that. There's plenty of movies of his I've never seen.
You're not against like watching more recent stuff with him?
No, I'm not.
I think I kind of fell off probably after like the Men in Black movies, and I didn't really like I'm Legend. I thought like those little monster things are corny looking.
It didn't follow the book at all, so that was disappointing. Last thing I actually saw him in was an ad recently.
Was he slapping someone?
No, no. This was it was related to some sort of influencer content because it involved somebody that I follow on Instagram, and he was doing like a collab with this guy. It was fine.
Okay. Like how you stated before, I think this movie still holds up for sure. What really makes it like age so well is the fact that like the style and the sophistication of the writing, a lot of that is kind of missing from a lot of modern movies, right?
Yeah.
I feel like the writing just isn't as good as what it used to be.
Everyone's just trying to make it pretty.
Yeah. If you are a fan of the first movie, go check out that cartoon, the animated series. I think it only went like 2-3 seasons, so it's not like a huge time sink, but I thought it was pretty good. And Agent L actually returns for the TV show as well and has a bigger role.
That's good. And then check out International just once. Just once.
If you dare. It kind of feels like something that just like AI spat out.
Oh, that sucks.
Make me a new Men in Black movie, and it fucking came out with that shit.
Feeds the 3 scripts to it and to the AI and says, "Okay, make me a new one."
Right. Go check it out, or don't. Do yourself a favor. Don't go check it out.
Well, speaking of things that are being checked out, have you been checking out anything new lately?
I have. I watched a couple things. So I saw. Actually, I think they're both horror.
Frankenstein.
Oh. Actually, that movie kind of bored me. I don't know.
Really?
Have you seen it?
I did.
I thought it was kind of boring.
I didn't hate it. I mean, I don't think I loved it, but I didn't hate it.
I might go check out that Maggie Gyllenhaal movie though, the Bride. Have you seen the trailer for that one?
I didn't even know that was a thing. So, what did you see?
The first movie I saw, it was on Prime Video called Bone Lake. That one was interesting. It's kind of like there's this vacation home kind of out in the middle of nowhere. I guess the owners accidentally double booked, and so like this other couple shows up, and they're a little sketchy, but it's just like, oh, we're all here, let's just try to make it work, right? So I mean, if you like that psychological aspect to it, go check it out. But I thought Bone Lake was all right. The other horror movie I saw was, I guess Bone Lake might be more thriller, but The Monkey for sure is a horror movie, and that is currently streaming on Hulu.
Is it good? I wasn't that interested when I saw, like, when it was out.
I want to say that it's based off of like an existing sort of IP or something, because I feel like there are other movies about like a toy monkey.
Is it like a Stephen King thing or something? It's a Stephen King book,
is it? Maybe. So the monkey, no one knows where it came from. You can't get rid of it. It's kind of like a burden that you have to just deal with for the rest of your life.
Jeez.
It triggers like random horrific events around you.
That's crazy.
So that's the concept of The Monkey. But I like it because it's actually a black comedy. People are dying all over this movie, but it's done in like a comedic way.
It's definitely Stephen King related. I don't know if it's based on one of his books, but it says one of the writers is Stephen King, so.
Okay. Nice.
But yeah, maybe I'll check it out. It has a Tatiana Maslany in it, and I like her a lot. So I'm watching that new season of Bridgerton.
Oh shit.
Which I guess by the time this podcast drops, probably the second half of the new season will be out. Because I think it drops in March.
Don't they have like a film wrapping things up as well?
I don't think this. No, this isn't supposed to be the last season. As far as I heard, they're supposed to do the other kids still. Yeah, because the books they cover all 8 children, and it goes throughout, like it goes throughout many years because like in the first book, the younger children are still children, and then obviously by the time it gets to those younger children, they're adults, and the older children like they're they have kids and they're growing up and stuff. So yeah, it goes through all the kids.
Well, you can find us wherever you normally get your podcasts. New episodes drop on the first Saturday of each month, 5 a.m. Pacific. If you like what you heard, leave us a like, comment, or subscribe. Thank you all for listening and joining Stephanie and myself. This has been Aflixionados Podcast, episode 65, Men in Black. And we'll see y'all next time. Or we won't.
Ah.